Bad, I guess.
And what's going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore Podcast. I'm your not so mean fluff master supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing the shit show in. However, I don't bring the shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. Although, once again, we are in short capacity this week, but we swapped one out for another.
Yeah.
So we got our Scubas back, but we don't have our Dark Lord. He's a little under the weather, and I think he said he was losing his voice. So obviously, kind of need that for this. So obviously, rest well, Chad Daddy, and hope you feel better. Other than that, with me today and back in the saddle because he wasn't here last week, we have the Dean of the Deceased, Lord Scuba Cabra, the host with the ghost, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
What's up, baby?
And we have him, but he's a little bit blurry, but his audio should be clean. A little bit, hey, you're good, homie. You're good. As long as it's solid, that's all that matters, right? We have that killing machine, that meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, fuckers. Very tired today, but we're here.
It is a Monday, and as it always is
a Monday.
And it was a Monday of Mondays for at least myself, and I can't speak for others, but it sounds like for Bob too. But today is April 29th, 2024, and we have a fun episode to talk about today. We're going sequel territory with Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. This was a me pick, actually, courtesy of my sister actually asking if we ever did this. So this is a Molly Credatus pick, I guess. So shout out. We'll see if she actually listens to that. That being said, before we get into what we're going to talk about today, we are going to talk about what we did in the past weekend. So, Scuba, do you want me to start that up, homie?
You know what? I haven't been singing as much as I was previously, so I feel like Mondays is my only way of getting it out. So let's see if I can still hit it because it's been a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Slice of Life.
Damn, homie.
Hell yeah.
You haven't lost it by any means.
No.
Scuba mentioned putting on some little bit of background music for our Slice of Life today. Was it cinematic, I believe it was?
Yeah, whichever.
Sometimes it loads different ones, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're different. They're different when you click on them.
All right, I'm going to turn that a little bit. Just enough. All right. And let's see. Are we live on the page? We are live on the page.
Yeah, we're live. I was sharing it before, so.
Hell yeah. Thank you, homie. Yeah, we already got some, so we'll continue that. But let me hand this over to Scuba. We didn't get to see you last week, homie. How the hell have you been, man? What have you been up to?
I was super fucking swamped.
Movie.
Yeah, well, I was swamped all weekend. Previous weekend, not this past weekend, I was swamped. And so when Sunday came around, I just did not have time to watch the movie. And I felt bad, kind of. After you guys started talking about it, I was like, well, maybe I don't feel bad for skipping out on this one.
I was more mad at you. I was like, God damn it, dude, we all sat through that shit, bro.
We all.
Well, when we talk about this, Bobby stroked out.
Bro, look at his face.
Oh my God, you look like a fucking zombie. That was gnarly.
Dude, it looked like his
Take a picture.
It looked like his face got blasted off by a shotgun or something, dude. That was crazy.
It looked like Darkman's face. His mouth.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nasty.
What's up, Rich? I see you watching. Oh, what's up, Bob? Yeah, there he is.
So I didn't have time to get it done, and then I felt bad because I usually watch the movies on Monday at work when I can't, watch it on Sunday. But I was just busy as fuck at work that Monday too, and I had meetings and other stuff going on, and then I felt bad not being there because this is my relaxing time. It could have been the shittiest Monday of Mondays, but I get here with you boys and I'm in my zen. This is my peace, talking about the shit that I love. So it really felt like I was missing. But this past weekend, I didn't really do much. Like I said, I'm not working weekends anymore. So I stayed home with Charlie Friday. Saturday, I had an investigation. We went to the most haunted cemetery in the state of Texas, known as Martha's Chapel Cemetery. We had been there before, but our investigation was kind of ruined because there was a shitload of like college kids and other people out there investigating. I put that in quotations because they were just out there fucking around. But dual bobbies. But this time it was great. We were the only ones there for a few hours, so we got some good time with the cemetery itself. The road.
Don't mind me asking, what's the distance you had to travel to get there from where you're at?
It was about 4.5 hours.
Okay, solid.
Yeah, it was a 4.5 hour trip.
Good little drive for sure.
And this cemetery is literally out in the middle of nowhere. You have to drive down a caliche road to get to it. So it's not, and it's in this wooded area. It's crazy as hell, even just driving up to the cemetery because it's creepy as shit. But that's part of the thing, is that there's a legend that the road is nicknamed Demon Road. It's called it's Bowden Road, but it's nicknamed Demon Road because there's all these things that have occurred there, and there's sightings of ghostly children and just all this other shit. So we went walking up and down this road trying to find shit, sat in the cemetery by ourselves for a while. Another group showed up, but they stayed in their vehicle all night, which is really weird. They only came out like twice and then sat in their car the entire time. So we're like, that's kind of weird. But every investigation,
they were doing the same shit.
They had flashlights. They didn't have equipment. They were just kind of walk the cemetery with their flashlight and then go back to their car. So it was like 3 people. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But what was crazy is when we showed up,
that's one dude trying to tap some girl, and then another dude who's just fucking third wheeling it.
Yeah.
Situation.
So what was really crazy is we pulled up and there was a fire in the cemetery. What? And we're like, what the hell? So we go, and the cemetery split into sections. The first half is the oldest part of the cemetery. It's where the church used to stand, and it's the historical landmark portion. But then there's a fence, and it goes into the newer part of the cemetery because they still bury people there.
Okay.
But it's a segregated cemetery. So the front half is white, the back half is black.
Really?
Yeah. So we get there, and there along the fence line, you just see smoke, and there's 2 trees that are just bursting in the flames. And we're like, what the fuck? There was not a cloud in the sky. Wasn't lightning. There was nobody in sight, because my first thought was maybe it was a controlled burn. Maybe they're, trying to burn brush and stuff. There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there for this controlled burn. So we thought it was kind of weird. Joe went to go piss on the tree to put out the fire. He pissed on the tree, put out the fire. So then we leave. We come back a couple hours later. Fire's completely put out. There's not even any smoke. Probably about midnight or so. One of the things that I like to do is we play. There's this location called Bobby Mackey's, and it's a bar that supposedly houses the portal to hell. So one of his songs we use as a trigger for any investigation that we do, and it's called Johanna. We play it every investigation. So we're sitting there. We're not really getting a lot of stuff. I play the song, and I shit you not, the tree burst into flames again, right in front of us.
What?
No shit.
What up, Chad?
Right at the base of the tree, it just flame. And we're
wait. Was it like a small flame, or was it?
It was just like on the side of the tree, just a flame about the size of my hand, just there, just appeared out of nowhere. So we're like, what the fuck? So we go and we look and we walk around looking at the tree, and there's smoke coming out of the ground. We're like, what the fuck is going on? So Joe goes and pees on the tree again to put out the flame. We had bought gallons of water if the fire was still going, we were going to put it out. So I go and I start pouring water on this tree. And you can hear it kind of sizzling as it's putting out the water. Well, then it's just flat ground. I start pouring the water on the ground, and it is sizzling like if I'm pouring water into a hot pan. Fucking weirdest shit ever. So that was that. We kind of wrapped it up after that, went back to the hotel. But before all of that shit, anytime we're on investigation...
Wait, so you didn't even do anything? You just guys got there and the tree fucked up, and then we were like, fuck.
Oh, no. We stayed there till like 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was gonna say, I thought you were there all night.
We stopped fucking with the tree. We were like, whatever. But
fair. Okay.
We always try to get a oh yeah from the ghosts. Every investigation we go to, we're like, can I get a oh yeah? Every time. This time, something fucking answered back. I caught it on fucking camera. It happened while we were live streaming. Mike said, oh yeah. And I go, can I get a oh yeah? And then we talk, and through the fucking spirit box, you hear clear as fucking day, oh yeah, in a woman's voice. And I'm like, nice. No fucking way that just happened. So I screenshot it, put it on TikTok, put it on Facebook, because it's something finally answered back to us, and it was fucking great.
I mean, if I was a ghost, dude, and I heard somebody doing that, fuck yeah, I would.
I'm gonna do it back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but there was a lot of weird shit that happened. We kept seeing shadows moving and shit, and there wasn't a full moon. The trees pretty much covered the cemetery, and then it was really weird too, because you would hear the wind blowing, but the trees weren't moving. You didn't feel any wind, but you heard it. It was weird. Like I said, but it was a pretty cool investigation, and just the oh yeah getting fucking sent back to us made the whole trip worth it. And yesterday got home, my dogs had chewed a hole through the fucking fence and were in the neighbor's yard, so I had to go to Home Depot, buy shit to fix my fence. Did that, came inside. Mel and I made a steak dinner, watched this movie, and now I'm ready to talk about it. Lick my pussy, Bobby. Let's get it.
Yeah.
I mean, spread your
Gene,
legs.
I don't know if anybody brought the tequila today, but
no,
you did, by all means, sir.
I hope it has the biggest, fattest worm in it for you.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, dude. I have never eaten a tequila worm, and I don't think I ever will.
My dad used to do it, and I never understood.
Ugh,
why you can't see YouTube comments, Chad Daddy? Oh, well, because he can't see it because he's not in the chat.
Well, that's why
he's not in the main chat.
Did you see it when I did this? That's why I'm going to try to be a little bit more on that. Oh yeah, we can do that too.
There you go. We'll do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we could do that.
Well, I usually don't do it because I'm not trying to have too much shit on the screen. But fuck it, we're one screen down today, so you know what? Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Bob, anyways, right on you, homie.
My weekend was a busy weekend, so I didn't watch this movie this weekend. I watched it today on my way home. Don't do this at home, kids. Don't get mad at me. I had no choice. I was working East Coast Haunters Convention this weekend, which has finally made its way to the East Coast. Funny enough, it's called that, though, but it finally came here. It usually happens in Ohio. And everybody's been trying to get it to come here. I think they tried once in Jersey and it didn't work. They finally got it to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, and it was fucking awesome. It was busy both days. Dude, there was so much haunt shit, obviously, but there was so much props, the haunts themselves, costumes, masks, all kinds of shit you could fucking use. It was cool. I was working for a friend of mine. He runs Thanatos Productions, and it was a haunt. It didn't happen this year, but
Okay.
they do set design. They can do parties, weddings, events, all kinds of different things. I was dressed up as Thanatos, the actual character, while my friend Mike, who owns it and runs it, was dressed up as Dracula, and then his other character, not Baron Frankenstein, but it's called the Baron. Forgive me for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember, John, but do either of you remember Castle Dracula, or have ever heard of it?
It
In
sounds
terms
familiar.
of what are we talking here?
Okay, so it was a haunt that was here in Jersey in Wildwood, and it was a haunt that was known for many years. It was just called Castle Dracula.
Okay.
It burnt down. The booth we were at was a replica of the fireplace that was inside the castle itself.
Oh,
It was a
nice.
big hit. Like he made him and his partner Pete. It took 2 months to make, and they did such a fantastic job. And
That's
he
dope.
said, like, and he said, I mean, like here, this was the first year here, but the booth we were at, he said this booth would be considered small in Ohio. Like
Nice, dude.
for what they set up out there, full-fledged haunts set up mini haunted houses inside the convention center.
That's what I want, bro. I need that.
Yeah,
need
it
to
happens
know that
out
shit.
there. Like that's what they do. And
Yeah,
like
fucking awesome.
it's fun, like, but they do it with new stuff, like what are we gonna do? Like it's all, so it was basically a great work and just have a grand old, saw some old friends, well, not even old friends, and then people that I haven't seen in a while. It was cool. So literally so much inspiration for even for me as a cosplayer and haunts. It was cool. So if anybody gets a chance next year, it will be happening. Please come check that out. It was that was my weekend.
Where was that at, dude? Was that in Jersey or was that PA?
No, it's in PA. It was at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, and they did it there because right where it is, like Field of Screams is maybe an hour away. Bates Motel's over here. Reaper's Revenge is over here. Like they got a lot of big haunts there, and then they got some other small ones too. And then there was if I had the $5,000 short right now.
So
Dude,
Gene
it
said,
was-
"Isn't there a documentary on it?" I think there might
Are we,
have
are we
been
talking about the con or are we talking about the Castle Dracula?
the Castle Dracula. I think.
Castle Dracula, I think they
think-
talk about in maybe Haunters.
I think
I
so
could be wrong.
because
Yeah.
that's how I heard about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I think they want to do something on it. There might be they're trying to bring it back, I think. Don't quote me on it. I know I work with the gentleman who does it, but don't quote me on any of that. But so there's some things in the rumbling that he's trying to get going for the next few years. But it was cool. It was fun. Made some cool connections. But yeah, that was my weekend. So it was horror filled, and now I want haunt season here. So I'll take
Yeah.
the summer. But I'm like, so when can I go to a fucking haunt now? It was
There you go. Yeah, right.
it was that. But then yeah, I watched this movie today, and now I'm ready to talk about it. But first, Johnny.
Well, let's see. My daughter had her spring break this week, so I took off a few days from work. The wife took off the whole week to enjoy with her. And one of the days we went and I got to see Kung Fu Panda 4 with the family, which continues tradition because, dude, I fucking love those movies. I don't give a shit what anybody else fucking says. I think they're great. And because of that movie, we have Jack Black singing Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. Like we have that single now that exists because it was in the end of, dude, what a way to like hit the credits too, man. It's just like that. And you're just like, well, now I'm definitely sitting through the fucking credits. But no, it was a good time. I mean, the first one is still my favorite, hands down. But like, this was a good passing of the torch movie, kind of. So
Okay.
I feel like this is definitely because they've done a few series and shit over the years here and there, blah blah blah. But no, it's cool, man. It brings in like pretty much every character from all of them, and it's a fun time. And then Went back to work for 2 days, and then Friday hung out with some friends. There was a carnival that came down and hit our mall, and it's a carnival, all right. Just like you would expect. And I treated myself to a big old carny fucking corn dog.
I was about to say, did you get it? Did they have
Nice.
corn dogs?
So, dude, I actually went hunting for. They had. It's a fucking mozzarella stick, but they're calling it cheese on a stick. Now, in the picture, it looks huge, right? But even
Always
I know,
does in the picture.
yeah. But the thing is, they're doing fish magic, dude, where they're holding the mozzarella stick near the fucking camera.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But he's doing the mozzarella cheese stretch, which I was like, oh, that's a good stretch, dude. You know, it could be a little computer fucking bullshit, whatever. But anyways, like I got there and I didn't see what I had imagined in my head. So I was like, fuck it, dude. They had corn dog and jumbo corn dog for $2 more. I'm like, give me the fucking jumbo, right? So I'm eating this motherfucker like a goddamn corn on the cob because it's so fucking big.
Ketchup or mustard?
So they didn't have the condiments out, dude. Otherwise I would have went mustard. Mustard. I don't like ketchup. It's too sweet for me with hot dogs and shit, dude. Like French fries, sure, but so anyways, I'm like eating this fucking thing, dude. The jumbo is literally 2.5 wieners, like because I ate some of the breading and I was just like, god damn, dude, this is a fucking lot of hot dog.
Damn.
Yeah, see, Gene, you know.
Well, see, I had that argument with my daughter. My daughter's like, that's disgusting. You're supposed to eat them with ketchup, and I'm like, I raised you completely fucking wrong.
So you know what? I've had this argument before, and it's funny you bring that up. And this is super fucking sidebar, but it's okay. We're waiting for Bob to come back. Thank you, Chad. So here's my.
Okay, wait, real quick.
Here. Go ahead.
No ketchup on a corn dog. Okay, go ahead. Now I just want to.
So no, no, you're good. Ketchup on the ketchup. So my argument is because I'm a mustard guy, but my wife and my daughter are ketchup people. And I'm just like, you guys are weird. They're like, it's not weird. I'm like, it is weird. They're like, mustard's weird. I'm like, no. You know why? Because go look at any mustard, even off-brand mustards, and what do they have on the label? Hot dogs with mustard on it. You know what ketchup it has? A fucking tomato. So no, don't give me that bullshit.
So my little debate on that hot take. I'm that guy. I sometimes do both. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, both is okay, but it's just ketchup. It's like
nah. Oh yeah, no, not just ketchup, but both is yeah, 100%.
When I eat hot dogs, I'm a mustard guy. Like if I'm barbecuing hot dogs here, mustard and relish.
Do you alternate? Do you go yellow or spicy brown? Because I do.
So I'm not a fan of spicy brown.
Don't like the spicy. Okay.
I just don't. But when I go to the movie theater and I get a hot dog, that is the only place that I can put ketchup and mustard on my hot dog with sweet relish. That's the only place I'll do it. I don't know why. That is the only place I will do that.
I don't know. See, now when you're saying just mixing them, I mean, that's just like a shitty barbecue sauce if you really think about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's all barbecue sauce is ketchup with
a little bit of sugar in there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mix them with the sauerkraut and the relish. I'm like, get that shit on there. I want that thing to come out later looking like
Gene, that is the whitest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Homie, that is a no, Gene. I don't eat mayonnaise on anything, bro. That
Miracle Whip,
disgusting.
Baby.
Nah, that's just disgusting too.
No, I fucking love Miracle Whip on a ham sandwich.
Woo! I do like a little mayo on like an Italian sandwich, just a little bit.
But no, so going back to the carny style, dude, like daughter had the bracelet, friend's kiddo had them. So we made sure they had enough rides. Because here's how their pricing works, bro. It's $30 for unlimited rides with a bracelet, right? Or you could buy tickets, and each ride is 4 to 5 tickets depending on the ride. And you can get a stack of 25 tickets for $36. And you're like, wait a minute, what? So they pretty much just like strong arm you into getting the fucking the $30 bracelet. So we were at the point where we're like, listen, if the girls do at least 5 rides, then that's paid for the bracelet. And so they went on like 9 different times. So we're like, all right,
I paid it got your money's worth.
That's we're good.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
But no, I almost went back because it went all weekend and it's going next weekend, dude. And I might just pop down and get some food because, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I don't get them that often because nobody else likes them. But I'm a sucker for a bloomin' onion, and they had them shit down there, dude. And this one actually had, bro, I love bloomin' onions.
No,
man.
I mean they have them at a carnival.
Yeah, what?
Dude,
What do you mean? What? They always have them at carnivals.
No, I've never.
Not at mine. Not at
carnivals
mine.
here.
Bro, your fairs then carnivals suck then because ours. Fucking, I mean, the only thing that's missing out of this carnival from like our normal carnies here is a beer tent, but there's obviously for reasons for that because it's in a mall parking lot. So, but no, man, yeah, they have a bloomin' onion stand, and this one has a fucking loaded, like it has different. So you can get buffalo, which I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't know they did that, and something else. But then they do the fully loaded dude with bacon and everything else on it too. I was like, bro.
I go to the carnivals and the fairs and shit that we have here for corn dogs and funnel cakes.
They had the funnel cakes, dude, which that line was ridiculous because they were also doing the deep fried Twinkies and Oreos and all that shit too. So
yummy.
But no, man, and then there was also, it's a staple, at least for ours here, but there's always a stand and their main staple is a bucket of fries. That's what just bucket of fries. Yeah, but I love it, dude. It works so fucking well.
With cheese or no cheese, also.
No, you can get cheese added and shit.
Okay.
Or I personally always go with the chili and the cheese because if I'm just gonna shit my pants, I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I might as well just shit your pants. Yeah. If you're gonna shit your pants, might as well go full force.
Full out, 100%. So other than that, it was a rainy ass weekend, dude. So besides doing some chores, did a lot of fucking gaming this weekend. It was pretty fun. Played some Ghostbusters, Mortal Kombat, Halo, Fortnite. Dude, I did a lot of catching up on a lot of games that I haven't fucking played, all because Helldivers just has a chokehold on me, like completely.
It's so hard. I dream about that fucking game at night.
Thank you. Game causes me to not be able to go to sleep when I need to go to bed. I'll just be sitting there thinking like how bad I suck or what I need to do better. And I'm just like, man, maybe I should have used this stratagem. All right, so next time I go in, dude, I'll see like for an hour. Dude, I'm like, I gotta go to sleep.
It's so crazy. Yes, like I close my eyes and I see the bugs and the automatons, and I'm like, okay, what would I do? What fuck? I should have done this, or I should have had this.
I figured it out, dude. And I'm not saying that the ladies can't like it because obviously my wife does too. But you know what I think that game kind of hits? That game hits that urge in every dude, most every dude, of just they would not mind going out in the heat of battle to try to save anybody else. And that game hits it insane. Like I feel like it hits that niche. You know what I mean? Like
I just like killing
bugs.
That's
the scene in the third. That's like the scene in the third Matrix, dude, when all the Sentinels are coming in and that dude's just going fucking ham, knowing he's gonna die, but he's not. Like, yeah, that's fucking Helldivers, dude. Like,
oh, dude, I fucked up so bad. I ran to go get the fucking the samples because somebody fucking dropped them. Right, the fucking evacs coming, and I'm like, I'm coming, dude. The fucking whole transport is surrounded by bugs, and I'm like, fuck it. I start blasting my way through. There's 1 second left for me to jump in. I dive over the ramp and the ship takes off without me. And I had all the samples. I was so pissed.
I've done that before, dude. Definitely done that before. Not over that necessarily, but like right at the tip of the ramp. And it was just like, oh, and see you later. You're like, no. And then everything comes in and just punches you to death. And you're like,
yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna say funnel cake because I don't know what elephant ears are, Gene.
Yeah, what are elephant ears?
But what do you get for like? Do you go the apple topping for the funnel cake? Do you just get the
powder
funnel
sugar
cake? Do you go just
powder sugar?
Yeah, I like the powder sugar with the apple filling on top, dude. Like,
or you get you tell them to put.
They do the vanilla ice cream. Yep, they got
caramel on top. So good.
I like funnel cake, but I'm going for a fat bag of Zeppelis with so much powdered sugar in there. It looks like I just snorted all the cocaine in the world.
Oh, alrighty, boys. I think it is.
Elephant ears are just fried dough. Never heard of it.
What kind of fried dough? Because there's like the chunks, like the balls, but then there's also like the places that do the strands. Like we have like the braid strands too.
I think it's like a plate size. Think of like an elephant ear. It's flat, so it's probably like
okay. So it's just got that would make sense for the look of it and shit. Okay, cool. And then to end this weekend, I watched this movie to which I am ready to talk about right meow. So, and that would be Poltergeist 2 from 1986, The Other Side. Let me just pull up the show notes. Or yeah. Wait, do you guys have the dot? Or
I have it.
where the hell is it?
He
It's
sent it
hidden
last
on
night.
me. I was gonna say I thought I saw Chad Daddy fucking. Yeah, there it is. The shit. All right, here we go. Released May 23rd, 1986. I was just a little baby boy. Plot rundown. The Freeling family move in with, you know what, hold on 1 second. And I do apologize. We're going to turn the music off for this one.
I didn't even realize it was still on.
Really? I did, dude. I could hear it. No problem.
I was like,
that's why I turned it low enough just to where it was like just that ambient. Sweet. God damn it. I want some fried fucking dough. All right.
No, I'm like,
Oh, corn dog.
Right? All right, plot rundown. The Freeling family move in with Diane's mother in an effort to escape the trauma and aftermath of Carol Ann's abduction by the Beast. But the Beast is not to be put off so easily and appears as a ghostly apparition as the Reverend Cain, a religious zealot responsible for the deaths of many followers. His goal is simple. He wants the angelic Carol Ann. But the love of her family and the power of the psychic Tangia once again unite, along with an elderly Native American, to fight for her life. Directed by Brian Gibson. What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Sorry, I had to. And the juror. Yes, he did. What's love got to do with it? Which I've never seen, but great song. Right? Written by Mark Victor. Poltergeist. Cool World. Dude, Cool World's such a fucking...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I was a Cool World kid, man. I watched Cool World so many more times than Roger Rabbit, dude. So when people were like saying Roger Rabbit, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I know Cool World more than that.
I was a Roger Rabbit guy. I saw Cool World, but Jessica Rabbit.
I had HBO as a kid,
never
dude,
seen it.
So it's like, and Cool World was on 24/7 back then on HBO. So I'm sure Chad Daddy can agree with me on that one. Produced by Mark Victor, Sleepwalkers, and Christina's House. Is that a porn or is that a horror? Go either way. Michael Grass, Great Balls of Fire, and Deception. Bobby, take it away, bud.
Starring Joe Beth Williams, Wyatt Earp, Jungle 2 as Diane Freeling.
Hold on. Did you
Craig
say
T.
Wyatt
Nelson.
Earp? Bobby! Bobby! God damn it, Bobby! It's Wyatt Earp!
Let it go, Steve. This is what we're doing.
I did
so much.
I did
so
change
much,
it.
Bobby. God
I did
damn
change it.
No!
I did change it.
You
He
did,
did
but
catch
you
him.
shouldn't have got it wrong to begin with. Bobby! God damn it, Bobby! Of all the shit you fucked up.
It's too
Wyatt
good.
Earp?
It's too good.
Damn it. Continue.
I'm
Fuck.
glad Chad Daddy heard it too. All right.
I'm fucking
That's
crying.
That's the
God
Muppet
damn it.
version.
I
That's
was
the
like-
Muppet version.
The Swedish chef is fucking Wyatt Earp.
Cut me some slack, God damn it.
Beaker-
I'm trying
You're
here.
Beaker's Doc
Come on.
Holiday.
Fucking right, dude.
Damn it, I lost my notes. Give me a second.
Oh,
You're good.
you're Craig T. Nelson.
You know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of Muppets, I was singing Phenomena for whatever fucking reason today. That is an earworm song by
Yep.
any means, dude. All right, Bob, go right ahead, buddy.
Anyway, Craig T. Nelson, The Incredibles, Blades of Glory as Steve Freeling. Oliver Robbins, Airplane 2, the sequel, Don't Go to Sleep, as Robbie Freeling. Heather O'Rourke, Happy Days, Here to Stay, as Carol Ann Freeling. Zelda Rubinstein, 16 Candles, Teen Witch, as Tangia Barons. Will Sampson, Orca, the outlawed Josie Wales, as Taylor.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, Julian Black. The Cotton Club, 9.5 Weeks, as Reverend Henry Kane. and Geraldine
Oh,
Fitzgerald.
come on, he's not that creepy, Chad.
Yes, he is. Blood Link, Easy Money as Grandma Jess. Body count? We ain't got one.
Okay, technically we don't, but technically we do if you count the
All
cult.
the cult,
There's
yeah,
14
dude,
of them.
absolutely.
There's 14 of them, including Reverend Kane. So if
But see, I don't
wanna
go with they died here. They died before that. Like in
But
the
they
first movie
still-
that you would say it.
but they
Yeah, but we still got flashbacks
died,
of
and we
seeing
got
them
to
dying,
see them
kinda.
dying. So
I mean, they starved to death. We know
14.
that for sure.
And the only reason I know it's 14 is because in the credits it said Kane's followers, and I counted all the names that were there. There's
Nice.
14 of them, or 13 plus Reverend Kane, so technically 14.
Word.
All right. Music by Jerry Goldsmith, The Mummy and Hollow Man. Cinematography by Andrew Laszlo, The Funhouse, First Blood. Edited by Tom Noble, The Exorcist 3, Reign of Fire. Effects and makeup by Boss Film Corporation. Big
Wait,
Trouble
Reign
in
of
Little
Fire, was that the dragon movie?
The dragon fucking movie.
Holy
yeah.
shit, dude. I haven't thought
Yeah.
about that movie in a minute.
Boss Film Corporation, Big Trouble in Little China, and Die Hard. Distributed by MGM Entertainment. Runtime of 91 minutes. MPAA rating PG-13. Budget $19 million and grossed $75 million.
Wow.
So
it did damn well.
Yeah.
And that's why we got a third one. All right. Holy shit. Okay. Well, boys, let's discuss. First and foremost, I personally have not watched this movie in God, dude. I might be going on 20 years.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long fucking time, dude.
It's probably been about 3 years for me.
I watched it last year only because when we did the first film, Mel and I just watched 2 and 3 back to back to back.
Right.
So I watched it. The most recent was last year, but before that, I hadn't seen it in a few years.
I might be like a little over exacerbating on that, but still, dude, it's been a long time to where there was only very key scenes that I remember just because those were the scenes that stuck with me. So, you know what, Gene? So it's funny you say that because you know what? I used to agree with that as a kid because I used to think this one was scary as shit with the Reverend dude.
Yep.
The braces scene. You know, a few fucking more for sure. But after watching it last night, I don't know, man. I got to say the first one still does it for me way more than this one did.
I feel what it is the storytelling in the first one is a lot better and more cohesive than it is in this one. This 100%. one feels like there's a lot of stuff missing, which there is because the original cut of the film was supposed to be 131 minutes. They cut that down to 90. What did we say? 91 minutes?
90 minutes.
So there's a lot of stuff that's missing. They never even mention where Dana is, which of course we know that she tragically passed away. She was murdered.
Right.
But they never talk about the older daughter.
No.
It's just I love this movie. This was like I said before we started, John. This is one of those films where I'm like, I love this movie way more than the first one. But having to go and watch it for the podcast and give, and actually pay attention to the movie, Chad Daddy's right. It doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up as well as the original did. And some of the scenes just seemed like they're just off. And then it really never explains why Taylor's there other than, Tangina called me and said, you need my help.
Which she didn't, because right in the beginning, we got a bunch of like ghosts and shit going into him. So I kind of figured that was his whole like spiritual clairvoyance of like, oh, I got to go on this fucking mission. You know what I mean? Like that's, and I figured most of the audience probably took it that way as well.
Yeah. And so there at the beginning, go ahead, Bobby.
No. Finish what
I was going to say, it starts off, we get this Native American scene, you know what I mean? And so we see Taylor standing there and this other Native American appears. Never explains, never says who this other man is, that just appears and disappears. So in doing research for the podcast today, that was Taylor. He's the reincarnation of that other person that we saw. So the way the movie was originally supposed to play out, Taylor was reincarnated pretty much.
He fucking is. That's literally Nightwolf's backstory, dude.
But he was the reincarnation of that Native American, and that Native American that we saw was part of Kane's cult, but left the cult right before he was like, I'm not going to die with y'all. And so he tried to save them, but couldn't. So that's huge chunk missing.
That's a big chunk we need.
And it would have made more sense to leave that part in, but for whatever reason, MGM was like, cut it. It doesn't.
No, man, like, because they didn't. Because all right, let's be honest, bro. Like, let's look at this movie from a top-down perspective. Clearly, the stereotypes used in this movie would not be portrayed the way that they were.
No.
I mean, the fact that we have a screaming eagle for mid-cut for scene swipes, which I don't know about you guys, but were you ever fit? Did you guys watch Too Many Cooks?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I kept thinking of was the eagle scene from Too Many Cooks every time that popped in. And I was like, is it just going to keep repeating? But
and I love the Native American aspect of it.
No, it's fantastic, dude.
It's great. And even the scene where we just see Taylor sitting out there and the butterflies are around him, and it just shows that he's just this good-natured person, that he's just this pure entity, but it just doesn't tie in together and fit the way the first movie did. And like I said, I love this movie. I absolutely adore this movie. But
the first movie was more progressive in the fact of like how the story went, where some shit went down, the family's trying to deal with it. They call in the college tries to do their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that group tries to do their thing. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They go to their fucking like higher up. And so it makes sense of like where this one just feels very,
too many missed opportunities to, if you
and then
sum it up too.
It never really explains. It never like we get this, that grandma's a clairvoyant also. She can see things. She can hear things. She's fucking Professor X pretty much, except she can't move things. She, and so we get that with Carol Ann also, which we kind of already.
And then obviously
there was something special about her.
Spoiler alert, obviously, Mama Bear's got it too.
Yeah, but it never
materialized.
It never materializes fully the way it should have in the movie. There should have been some dialogue between mom and grandma.
There was.
But
like that much.
Wow, Joe, really? That hurts.
That much.
What's up, Mr. Gallo?
It hurts.
What's up, Joe?
Right? No, because we had the diner scene where obviously the lady kind of got possessed by the mom. And I think that was I agree, there should have been more to figure out. Was it Diane?
Yeah.
To more to figure out her clairvoyance. Maybe give her a little bit more. Like, I mean, she did have visions. I don't know. You know what I mean?
But
I didn't know if that was.
But she had them after she went into the void in part one. And that's what Tangina says, is that you were there. That's why you have this gift. That's why this and that. But obviously she had it when she was a little girl.
I think she just suppressed it.
Yeah. But that should have been a key point between the mom and the grandma at some point before grandma died.
Now, you know what? I kind of almost blank, I guess, on their conversation the night they had before she passed.
Well,
were they talking about that? I thought he was just talking about like believing Carol Ann more so than anyone.
She was trying to have her tell her what happened at the house. And she had a vision, and then she just said, and that was it. Like, I can't remember, and left the table. There really wasn't, they never had one full conversation in this movie, which was a missed opportunity. There was just, it's a fun movie, but there's too many missed opportunities. And I feel, but this is also me, I was like, the creep factor of the first movie, even though there's some creepy spot, I don't know, it's gone. It could have been a little bit more.
I feel like the creep factor in this one is there when Julian Beck is on screen. There's just
100%,
something
dude.
about Reverend Kane that still to this day
because he looks like a half dead corpse already.
And he was.
So, like,
essentially he was in real life. He was dying of stomach cancer.
I mean, but you like, and I'm sure they added a little bit of makeup and everything to like accentuate stuff.
Yeah.
But bro, when you can like see his like sockets and shit,
yes.
I don't think that was actually fucking makeup. I think that's just him.
No, and then his teeth. What weirds me out is his teeth.
Dude.
I feel like he has too many teeth. Maybe I just have big teeth.
No.
But
no. His mouth was way bigger.
Like it's like he had a huge mouth and his teeth were just, and nothing to the man, rest in peace, sir. But he is by far him and Angus Scrim. For some reason, those two old men, they were sweethearts in real life, but on screen, absolutely petrify me.
But I would walk up to Angus Scrim first before him.
Well, y'all were probably the same height.
Could you imagine the casting call though for the Reverend? Like what? Like creepy old guy. You know what I mean? Like this dude won the cake.
Yeah.
What was he competing against? Who was he competing?
Yeah, who was he competing against? Yeah.
Probably.
But no, and so I feel like adding that to the story, giving a more personal reason for what occurred in the first one, I like that aspect.
No, that was cool. I enjoyed that we went back to the house site.
Yeah.
And it was cool that, oh shit, it
wasn't just a cemetery.
Right. There's more layers to this than what we originally had thought. And now it almost restructures the entire first one. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Was it this fucking dude the whole time? And like he was just utilizing all the rest of the people's souls too at the same, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's just very
there was some solid scenes in this, and
there were definitely
when the Reverend is coming up to the house and it starts raining in the sunlight when he's going, and Carol Ann and him are just having the stare down, and he's doing his creepy shuffle up the fucking driveway, and the whole time you're just watching it as an audience member, like no, stop it.
And you know what?
Bothered the hell out of me.
We got another movie with "You're All Gonna Die."
We did, but that's
another movie with that.
That's now. Granted, he was already creepy a little bit in the market and stuff like that, just because obviously how he looks. But this scene is where it really like cements in the factor of like how fucking, because dude, like, and it's cool like how he's kind of almost like a vampire, like he needs to be welcomed into the house.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That scene was just fucking. It was intense. It was great.
But you know what's creepy about that scene too is when he's basically hypnotizing.
He's pulling a Dracula, man.
He's pulling a Dracula, and he's hypnotizing Steve, and and he's about to let him in, and then Carol Ann saves the day just by saying "Dad." It breaks that link, and then when he's like, "You're all gonna die, you're all gonna die," and then he just calms, like the transition from this to
raging to just
calm,
singing about God again.
All right.
The only issue I have with that scene is just not so much for the dad because he was hypnotizing him, but the very nonchalant, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Bitch, why are you questioning that? How did he find you? Like, just not thinking 2 seconds, like, wait a minute.
So, but we don't know. We don't know how small the area is. We don't know.
And it's her mom's house.
It's
so we don't know.
So Mel goes. Mel's only issue with this movie was, how the fuck do you leave your daughter in the busy store, like at the strip mall? How do you just leave your kid?
Thank you.
And I'm like, you know what? It was the 80s. Parents really, is a different breed.
Clearly.
Back then.
I mean, but I'm not gonna lie, I was the kid that ran off too.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes
me too. Yeah, but and it makes sense too. We have this whole scene going on with Carol Ann and Reverend Kane, and then she finally realized, "Where's Carol Ann? Where's Carol?"
But I almost wonder if like there was some kind of like mysticism, so like she almost just didn't, you know what I mean? Like, or she was, maybe she was just that vacant mom, and she was just in the fucking shopping mode. And
but you would think after what you just went through with
your
child, you would hold that child. And then another scene where that is they piss me off as parents. When they go to the fucking void, when Carol Ann and Christine get sucked into that shit and they're floating there, and then Steve and the son jump in the fire. Neither of the parents are holding on to their fucking kids. The kids are like holding on to their parents for dear life, but neither parent is holding on to their child. You're in this fucking world that you've never been to. You don't know where the fuck you are. You're just letting your kid, well, their little tiny grip.
I'm sorry, but when they yoinked Carol Ann and she went fucking flying, like, that was one of the funniest fucking scenes, dude. Like, oh man, what's up, Brody? Welcome.
Definitely, as parents who just went through something tragic with their children, I don't know about you. I'm not a parent, but everything would be on high alert.
Exactly. Everything should have been on high alert. The parent should have been a little bit more paranoid. Steve should have been way more fucking paranoid than what he was, because he wasn't a believer in the beginning, to begin with in the first one.
Right. And you just watched your house literally get sucked into the void, man.
And you're questioning this man who says he's coming to help you. You really?
You shouldn't question anything supernatural at that point.
Yeah. At this point, you're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Right. You're like, the door's open, dude. You're like, whatever, man. What else we got? Let's see.
And Brody is right. When the
dad
fuck
got a
did his
haircut?
hair get goddamn shorter?
That was in the 20 minutes that got cut out, bro. You know what it was?
Yeah.
He probably going to get a cut, and he ran into Taylor again, where Taylor had to like sweet talk him a little bit more before letting him into the house.
And this it's a fun movie, but the 130-minute cut should get released because there's too many. This is like Swiss cheese when you look.
Well, I don't know if it even needs the whole section, but I definitely
at least
want
ones that make sense.
I want the backstory section. Give me that back for Taylor. That sounds way more heavy for him, and it just adds that much more to his role.
And I don't know what else was cut out because I haven't gone through the behind the scenes yet. That's just, one point that I saw online, and I was like, yeah, that makes fucking sense. Like, that should not have been cut. We needed that in the film to explain why Taylor was so invested in this family and in helping this family, because that would have made more sense than Tangina called me.
Terrible name, by the way. Bob, what were you saying, homie?
No, the other thing also, I mean, I know it's only one family, but the space that's underneath their house, that's a lot bigger than under one house. So it just makes me always go, it's like, did it affect anyone else too? It just so happens to be them. That's just a moral question in general.
Well, then nobody's never come out to check on them either when they're like yelling and screaming and leaving the fucking house.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm like,
pretty fucking close to each other, and there's no neighbor that's like,
well, like I said,
there was definitely some old lady looking through the blinds. Like,
we needed a Cheers member fucking cameo in this one too.
Yeah, but like I said, that was the only thing that kind of bothered me with this. I'm like, that's a lot bigger underneath. Like, that's just not one house.
But I mean, it was in
what I mean?
So it makes sense where like all the bodies kind of came from.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like in the first movie, like that, all those bodies got moved, and then this is all still here. Like, I'm like, shouldn't this be affecting everything?
But that was a lot. But that was, well, okay. So I think the whole point with that is it did affect the whole neighborhood because, of course, nobody's living there anymore. All the houses are abandoned.
Yeah, like it's
so at some point off screen, it affected the whole neighborhood somehow. Maybe spiritually other things were happening, but it was strongest at that one point because at that exact point is where the house was built on top above ground. So regardless of if it's this huge fucking cavern underneath the neighborhood where the people died, where Cain left his, took his last breath, was right where the fucking house was. And then you just so happen to have this special child that can fucking talk to the dead and is the light needed to get you to cross over to heaven or whatever the fuck.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they said Cain was possessed at the time of his death, correct? Because that's actually, because he is not the beast. He just comes in forms. He's like Gozer. So like, because obviously Taylor said he's fought him before in different reincarnations and stuff, but you know what I mean? So I thought at one moment he said it was a man tainted by a demon or something like that. So like that's why I took it as like this
almost
kind of retcons the whole first one, and it's like it is the beast from in that first one.
Well, I thought Cain was the beast. His spirit was so
Yeah.
evil that he was the beast.
See, I didn't know if it was him possessed, and that's why he ended up like doing his cult thing.
No, I think
not
I
like
think
possessed, but you know
well,
what I mean?
It's a possibility, so I'm not going to say no. But from what I took from it, and what the fuck do I know? But what I took from it is Cain started his church, was already an evil man, knew what the fuck he was going to do, trapped these people, and the one that got away, when Taylor says he's fought him before, that's what he meant, was that he tried to he didn't really physically fight him,
okay, that
but
makes
he
sense.
tried to, and that is why we needed that in the fucking story.
Ooh, no.
Yes, we do.
Right. So Brody's kind of side. I don't know, man. Maybe it's left up to their interpretation too. So
I go with he was definitely more of an evil man, and then this is what happened when he.
Yeah, because I feel like
I took it like a Freddy situation. Like he was already bad, and then he was like, then there was like some other like little thing that was like, me, you should kill your cult. It's like, all right, let's do this.
I mean, it maybe it just
kids that died was the kid from Elm Street 5.
Oh no shit!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the little boy. Yeah, the little boy. Yeah, but no, I just there's just so much that they could have just taken other things out and just focused more on good storytelling.
Yeah, like I really it's hard to almost pinpoint what's missing. Like, yeah, we found because the Scoops found out what he did. Like hearing that, yeah, absolutely, we want that. But like, what scenes do you feel like should be there, or maybe even shouldn't be there, that we needed a little bit more gusto to? I guess.
Yeah, that's
because like the braces scene, like the scares in this, like okay, the braces scene I thought was cool.
yes.
Like it looks technically cool. You might disagree, that's fine, but that would be, just the idea of getting completely fucking electrocuted by your braces wire and everything is just fun.
Yeah, that's a nightmare in itself.
I think the floating scene should have been something else, or I think that should have been left for us to interpretate. Let our imagination
towards the end there.
Our imagination, instead of actually showing them floating on this green screen that looked really shitty.
It did look kind of bad, and the ending just, especially even with the mom coming, like you knew the grandma was gonna come out, but like just the way she did, all angelic and stuff. Yeah, I could definitely say that could almost be toned.
It was also a quick. I say quick
2 minutes.
Ending also,
2 minutes.
Like I'm like
they fought him for 2 fucking minutes.
Not only that, it's like Carol Ann's gone again. 2 seconds later, no, she's back. It's like, wait.
Well, that's because he just needed the magic staff, like in The Mummy Returns.
I understand that, but it's
that
like
I don't know.
Was
badass, though.
It should have been like a little bit more danger. There was no danger in that ending, at least not what I was thinking of really bad. Because everything just like, hey, it happened. Hey, you're gone. Hey, you're back. It's like.
Nah, see, Brody, I love the Indian subplot. I love that, especially like I said, after finding out that the Native American that we see at the beginning was who Taylor used to be in a past life, and he was one of Cain's cult followers. I love that. That should have been left in. Would have made more sense and made the Indian subplot make more sense.
I like that he got Craig T. Nelson high with some crazy spiritual weed.
Yes.
That was also a random fucking like super attack down the road.
Yeah. And that was kind of stupid too. Like
it was, but I don't care. I still liked it. I was just like, oh man, he was high. So like Craig T. Nelson was not only drunk, but he was fucking super high. Then he got possessed by the fucking vomit creature, which
barfed up the creature.
And
that shit was gross, bro.
The creature was ugly.
In my child mind, that scene was absolutely fucking horrific because my dad used to drink tequila and would always eat the worm. And so after seeing that, I'm like, no, don't eat the worm. Because I was always paranoid that he was going to puke up this fucking.
Were you always like looking at the bottle to see if it like
to see if it
the little eye?
Yeah, always fucking did that shit. But
and the scene with like the creature afterwards, just as an effects thing, Man, too much.
Oh yeah, the way that they did it.
Too much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This movie took the CGI, and it wasn't even CGI. It was CGI, whatever it is,
Claymation.
their version of it back
It looked
then.
like claymation,
Yeah.
dude, like stop motion.
It just definitely did not ring well.
You talking about like the weird like people tower?
Well,
Actually, the people tower was kind of cool.
I was gonna say I
was
like
cool.
that.
That
dude, with
looked
the
really
face.
fucking cool.
I liked it, but I don't know. It just felt way too animated.
Or are you
for
talking
me.
about like the weird Demogorgon thing? With
both?
I wish you could see more of the face, and I don't
like
even
the
know if it had a
concept of it.
face.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I love the
like,
concept of it, but it just felt
it had
too animated.
It had a face when he fucking puked it up, and it was crawling on the fucking ground.
And it had.
But
the
I mean, like when
smile
it was
Kane.
fighting, when they were fighting it, when it was like fully formed.
Well, I know that
like,
form that we see crawling on the ground, I think was more terrifying than the actual full growth of that thing.
So
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Plus,
pretty much.
Chest blister.
It could have been that alone without the green screen could have been better, but that's also an effects standpoint. Which
now I also
really
thought with that scene, but let's rewind it just a scotch ahead of this. Right when he gets possessed and he's dealing with Carol Ann, like that scene, you know what I mean? Like you're just like, oh no, dude. You're like the poor child. That's kind of like Evil Dead Rise. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh no, is the kid going to be smart enough to pick up on something's weird, or is this going to be the downfall? Luckily, like it's that scene got a little weird, started getting a little rapey, but then
a lot rapey.
Yeah, then we clearly detoured from that and got rid of that, which was fantastic. So, but once again, it all took was the mention of love, right? So,
I mean, and that's kind of the main. That's you love me. We turned into Stan on South Park. But no, and that's kind of what pisses me off about the third movie is that it's built up so much that the family has to defeat him. The family, you have to stick together as a family. Fucking, they say family more times than they do in the goddamn Fast and the Furious movies. And in the third fucking movie, they fucking dump her off with the fucking aunt and the uncle, and it completely shits on this fucking whole movie about family.
Steve just came up with the best crossover series that he didn't even realize. Fast and Furious versus Poltergeist.
Fast and Furious Poltergeist.
The ghost would never have a chance. It's all about family.
They can't keep up.
Fucking A. No, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to try to shit on this movie because it's still, to me, it was a fun watch.
Yeah.
But man, it just doesn't, to me, it does not hold a crown to the first one, dude. That first one is just classic.
Nail on the head.
Oh, Brody went there.
Shout out to Donnie. He said he forgot we were doing Poltergeist 2. He just canceled his plans and sent out for pizza.
Oh,
that's
damn,
the best Monday night
buddy.
you could do right there, buddy.
It's a fun movie, but
it's
lacking.
It's lacking a lot, and there's just
I don't even know if it's lacking a lot. I feel like it's just lacking the proper little bits to really just help it elevate to where it could be.
They really should have said where the fucking older daughter was.
Yes.
They could have at least mentioned her.
That could have been a throwaway line, even.
Had a picture of her somewhere because
she went through she was off to college or anything.
No, but they cut that shit. It was supposed to be in there, and they cut it, which I think it should have been left in, regardless of if she passed away.
Yeah, because that's an easy write-off, dude. Yeah, she went to college. Okay, cool. That's where we know she is. Done. Like, problem solved.
I feel like if you took key scenes, if it equaled up to 15 minutes, then add those 15 minutes and be done. Like, if that's what it was to equal to, like, to get what we need in there.
And personally, more Screaming Eagle cutscenes in between the normal scenes. Like, if you could just do that every other, like, even if it has nothing to do with Taylor, and it's just,
it's okay, it's good.
Yeah, just random.
It's Caroline and Christine in the bathroom.
Which my wife was like, "Who takes a bath with their kid?" I'm like, "Yo, it was the '80s, man.
It was the '80s, yeah."
I was like, there was so many kids, like, you know how many dudes have taken showers with their dads and they're just like trying not to get hit by the nuts. They're just doing that underswing.
Yeah, that's how we learned how to duck and dodge.
Fucking right, bro. Donnie, you know what? You're not wrong, dude. It was, but here's the thing. It worked for him, man. They made bank on this movie.
Yeah, they did.
So, you
They
know,
made it, and people still love this movie to this day. And like I
it's
said,
not because it's not a terrible movie, though.
Like I said,
No,
I
it's
love
not.
this flick. I love this flick, but having to watch it for the podcast kind of
Having to
fucking ruined it
critique
for
it.
me. Having
I'm
to
sorry.
critique it kind of fucking ruined it for me, which is fine because I'm still gonna watch it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Because it's still a fun movie. I still have fond memories. As I tell you guys all the time, my dad started my love of horror movies. I remember watching this fucking movie with my dad. And so anytime we watch anything from the 80s up to like 2015, I probably watched it with my dad, you know? And so I this is just one of those ones where I was still a kid. I was a little kid, and this movie absolutely fucking terrified me.
And that right there is same thing. I watched this as a kid. It's a PG-13 movie, so you could really get away with it. You know what I mean? It definitely at younger kids. But that fucking Reverend, man, that dude's face sits in your head like a fucking dream demon, dude. When you get fucking prepped, you know what I mean? Like,
it's his voice too, though. Like, oh, Carol Ann.
Oh God. If I saw my kid with that guy, I'd be like, we're fucking moving today.
Now, if Joe Biden dresses up as that character for Halloween, honestly, I would give him cred. Just a little bit.
Going to the Halloween party. I'm going.
He's gonna say some batshit crazy things too.
He already does.
This movie.
It's
I don't know what scene. I feel like the braces scene would be the equivalent to the first one of the face peeling scene, but obviously that face peeling scene in the first one is just, especially seeing it as a kid, you're just like, what the fuck? That's PG movie is at the same time. But Brody said he did not like how the grandma phoned up Carolyn. You know what though?
He did.
I liked it.
I liked it because those phones were always creepy as a shit as a kid, dude. Because you were always wondering if something like that would happen. Clearly they did too. So chainsaw actually scared the shit out of little Donnie. Yeah, I could see that too. The floating chainsaw. I mean, as a kid, dude, listen, man. When you're a kid watching some shit like this, dude, your imagination is taking it to
every level.
Yeah,
it's drugs, dude. Like that. Fucking A, bro. Is there anything else you boys want to say or discuss? If not, we could bring in Brody, see what he has to say.
Let's see what Brody has to say.
All right.
I mean, from what he's said, we'll see.
Like I said, man, he might be sitting in the wheelhouse with us.
We know it's not Dead Ringers, Brody.
Oh my goodness. We're going to talk about that.
Howdy doody, folks. It's your DKB here, back for another episode of Gore, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Poltergeist 2.
Deuce.
Kicking it off. This film was a bit of a drag for me personally. It takes about 40 to 50 minutes until we actually get some fucking cool horror throughout this film. I mean, we do get a little bit in the first 5 to 10 minutes. And what we get there was actually cool. I mean, the horror that we get in this film, when it shows up eventually, is actually pretty damn fucking sweet. It's just a shame that it didn't flow throughout the majority of this film like the first film did, kept us engaged, where this one was a bit of a yawn fest for me. Too much drama in the first half. I couldn't give two fucks about the subplot of this Indian coming in to try and battle an ancient spirit of Reverend Cain, who he's been trying to battle, who I'm assuming for fucking centuries or whatever it may be. I just didn't care for that fucking at all. Maybe take that out, bring back the OG characters of the Doctor, who actually formed a really good relationship with the mother in the first film. Maybe bring back her colleagues or new colleagues to defeat Reverend Cain in this. What else? I mean, it just dragged on. I will give a shout out to the production design of the underground cave. That was actually really cool for what we get in this film. I like how they did that and how they were able to introduce us to the corpse of Reverend Cain. I thought that was actually, a bit like, whoa, that's pretty scary to an extent. There was a bit in this film that I just did not appreciate compared to the first film, and they could have done so much more with this story. So visually, it actually looks like a good film to watch. Like you can definitely tell there's a lot of money thrown into this. Like it doesn't look cheap or nasty, except for the CGI. The CGI is pretty fucking horrendous in this film. For me personally, they should have just stuck to the majority of practical effects, considering like the first one did. The first one was just so fucking impressive for what it was. Even the CGI in that film looked better than the shit that we get in this film. So, what does that fucking tell you? Anywho, yeah, cinematography looked great. I've already mentioned production design on this film. The practical effects that we get in this film are pretty damn fucking sweet. It's just a shame that, yeah, they didn't, hammer more into this film than what we get. Try to cheap out with some of that nasty CGI bullshit, which I cannot fucking stress enough. It was absolutely dog shit in this film, especially that final act. What the fuck was that final act in this movie? My God,
green screen, baby.
Fuck. My God, don't even get me started.
Was it even green screen then? It still might have been blue screen, dude.
Nah. I mean, fuck that final act. It was just crap. It was not needed. Like, they could have really just grounded this fucking movie into, like, them versus Henry. I can't fucking stress that enough. I'm not saying my idea is great, but it would have been a much better fucking film than this other ancient fucking... it's just crap to me. It was just crap. Massive shout out to the bloke playing Reverend Kane in this film. Goddamn creepy as all fuck. He was absolutely terrifying in this film. Poor bloke was dying of stomach cancer, which I probably already spoiled that for Chad's section. But yeah, he was like, not trying to be funny or anything, but it was kind of like method acting to an extent. Yeah. He was like looking like real 5 miles of fucking bad road in this, the poor bloke. And just his performance still to push through all that, he was absolutely killing it. He's probably the best bit about this fucking movie, to be honest. Especially with his monologue scenes being this preacher. He brings that realism to the character. I only wish we actually had got more of his backstory, because he was absolutely fucking terrifying. That would have been cool for a third film, maybe bring back a prequel to explain a little bit more of, him prepping himself for doomsday and locking everyone down in the tunnel as this cultist. Now, I have a couple of questions about this film, Gore and More Crew, and you might be able to answer it for me. Now, my first question, was the mother able to have a psychic connection with the other side because she'd already been through the other side with Carol Ann, and as they'd come out, they sort of developed this, psychic connection to the other side? Or was it never explained? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I missed something in there because I was half a fucking asleep from boredom. And what was the other goddamn question I had? Oh, yeah, Reverend Kane. He's carrying on like, let me in, let me in. Then he ends up being in the house later on in a tequila bottle. So why the fuck do they need to let him in if he can just obviously go inside the house and be inside a tequila bottle? What the fuck's that about? So all in all, I'm a little bit half and half of this film. I cannot stress enough that we should have had more horror in this film, and not this fucking Hallmark polished piece of bullshit compared to the first film, because that first film was just so fucking full on. It was great.
It is, dude. First one's fucking...
You couldn't... I'd probably put this in the fucking drama section, to be honest, at the... on the shelf than a horror film. But anyway, not to bore you much longer, this is your DKB giving it a fucking Gore score of a 2.5.
2.5?
2.5. That seems fair, I think.
Right in the middle.
Because I'm at a bit of a crossroads with it. But anywho, this is DKB signing out. I'll look forward to hearing what you gentlemen have to say about this film, and I shall catch y'all next week. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, Brody.
That is a legitimate question, and I can't.
Which one? Where do we?
Let's start with the first question.
Start with the first one.
So, first question: was there a psychic link? I think that she had it as a kid, because if the grandmother had it, Christine had to have it, and she passed it on to Carol Ann, unless it skipped a generation. But like John said, maybe she suppressed it as she got older.
And on top of that, let's add into the effect of what also he said in that it could be both.
Yeah.
So she had it, but it was suppressed. but because she went into that dimension in the first one to get her daughter,
Came back.
it reignited the flame a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I mean, dude, I guess that's for personal interpretation, but I'm going with that. I like it.
Yeah. So then with Reverend Kane,
that's
the only
a tough one.
thing I can think of is maybe.
I wonder if you're going where I'm thinking too.
I'm thinking maybe it had something to do with the family. Maybe they weren't, when he went to see them at first, they were very protective. They were very on edge.
Oh, so you think they were a little, because they were split?
Yeah, I think because they were split at this point, it gave him access to the home.
I also think it was the booze.
Infiltrate.
I was
and the booze because it lowers your inhibitions.
Yeah.
He was already trying to get to Steve.
Well, and on top of that, when he asked, oh my God,
Taylor,
thank you. Earlier, even Taylor's like, no, it gives me pretty much nightmares. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it gives me bad dreams, which was kind of like, hey, don't, maybe you shouldn't do that either in this heightened sense that you're in. Now, my thought was, and I could be wrong because I could mix up the placement of these scenes, but in between those two scenes, did we not get the smoke hut scene? Or yes?
I think we did. It was in between those two.
Yeah,
so what my idea is in this is because that whole thing was to see their true inner presence, so they knew that next time, like that was the whole spiel, right? Like the next time you're gonna see each other, it's on. Like you've truly. So that's why I feel like maybe he already had more of an open connection to him because of that, and then the booze just weakened the guard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's spitballing, but
that's the best I could
Gene's saying right there too. The weakest link, and like that's kind of what it is.
And I feel like it has to do too. Okay, so he was already getting in his head. So then Taylor opens him up to the spirit world, which kind of creates a link to the world that Kane's in already. Him drinking weakens any defenses that he had up. And Kane's able to, because he already kind of has a link to him to begin with, as we saw with the hypnotizing that was going on. So it just made it easier for Kane to, once all the spirits started going to the house, it was easy to just be like, fuck it.
And honestly, like, not only that, but even the braces scene, dude. Like, how the hell would he do that if he had to get access to go in? You know what I mean? So it's like,
But was the braces Kane or was it another spirit?
I figured it's all Kane, dude.
I figured it's got to be him.
I don't think the spirits are honestly doing anything. Like, they might be there, but I think it's him that's actually like fucking with people.
Yeah.
I think it was even him in the robot shooting or at the beginning and shit, dude. Like,
well, Taylor even says it after the braces scene. It says he's not after Rob, he's after Carol Ann. It's like, well, he's insinuating Kane. Kane's there doing it.
There's a scene that I'm going to agree with Steve that it pissed me off about the parents, right? Like, and maybe this is us as viewers being smart about it, but the parents know, even before it gets said 5 minutes after the fact, that this thing is after Carol Ann, right?
Yes.
So why in the fuck would they ever leave that child alone?
Exactly. And another thing. Okay. And Mel brought this up too. And I'm so glad you brought this up because it jogged it in my memory. Take the fucking doors off the hinge. You've already had issues trying to go in a fucking room because you know what the fuck's happening. You've had issues trying to open the fucking doors. Take the fucking doors off the hinges to every fucking room in the house because, you don't have to worry about something holding your fucking kid in and sucking it through another goddamn portal like it did in the first fucking movie.
Because we wouldn't have a movie.
That's a very valid point. Now, granted, it was mom's house.
So Mom was dead. Mom was dead. It's your house now. It's your house. Like, I'm sorry. But if I was ever on a fucking investigation and I came home and Charlie disappeared into the fucking TV, guess what? If I got her back, I ain't leaving that little girl nowhere.
Right?
If anything ever happened to where I couldn't open a fucking door and she's like, they're back. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Ain't no goddamn room in this house gonna have a fucking door. You gotta poop. There's a curtain. We'll fucking put a curtain.
What did she say in the
But then watch, that curtain would be used against you.
I think she says they're back again.
Oh, fuck off,
She
dude.
does.
God
I
damn
think
it.
so.
That's so bad. What's up, Molly? This one's actually
Shout out to
for
Molly.
you.
John did mention you at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes, he did, Molly.
This episode was because of you. So there you go. We had to watch Creepy Old Man.
Creepy old man.
Fucking right, dude. So, all right, let's see. Brody also mentioned solid production. That was one thing that, even though I think we all agree, and so we never actually did mention. So, for sure, there, like, all the scenes looked really well. Obviously, you guys were saying, I don't know if it's actually CGI, but maybe it is. We'll just use that term for now. But is it CGI in '86? Maybe.
I don't think it would be CGI.
I don't think it is, dude. I think it's like mapping
Well,
or like over mapping and shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Regardless of what it
definitely
was,
something.
it fucking sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. It was not.
Which is weird
not
because
well
they
done.
had a solid budget.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that whole green screen,
But-
dude, at the end, that probably took a lot of money.
they had a solid budget, and there was movies before and after that didn't have as much of a budget, where it actually had better practical effects.
Well, it's in the notes as to why everything is the way it is. So when we get there, you'll understand why
okay, all right.
a lot of
I would-
it was kind of rushed and the movie felt rushed for specific reasons.
Because
And
they wanted
Gene-
money and they all needed their cocks blown. Jesus Christ, give me another
Whoa.
story, guys.
Damn right.
I'm getting there.
Gene, I would not get rid of my TV though.
No,
No, absolutely fucking not. I need TV.
no, not
I
fucking
just-
happening.
I would just make sure that we're putting on a sleep timer, and she doesn't get to be around a TV if I'm passed out. Like, probably make that rule.
Or just break it every day and just go buy another one. Now they're cheap as
No.
fuck.
She's gonna suck through a tablet. Or a phone.
You know what? I have not watched the remake of Poltergeist.
Neither have
I haven't seen the remake. I've never seen it.
I
I've
haven't
heard
heard good.
mixed.
I was gonna say I haven't heard good things. I heard it was.
It didn't
bad.
get a sequel, so there's that.
It felt too Bloomquisty, but it could be real. I don't know.
I don't know.
Your
Or
sister
Blumhouse
said
piece.
scariest old man on the planet. Well,
I mean, he is.
I think it's a tie.
he's-
It's a tie
he's one of
with Angus Scrim from Phantasm.
See, I don't.
See, I never found him. Well, me.
I was gonna say I never found him like
terrible.
poorly, like his looks scary.
But him
I
as
just thought
a
it was.
character.
I thought it was just more scary of like him turning into women, fucking dudes in the cemetery, then
Oh,
turn it
that's
back and be like, "Ha ha, bitch," and then kill
Brody
him.
said the remake was worse than this film. Well, fuck.
Honestly, if I had to pick, though, if you wanted to say old person, it would be between this and the old lady in The Shining. Like, that's a little more fucking like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing that as a kid, dude. That was definitely a scarring moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Naked old lady titties.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, the Phantasm
Even
guy.
more.
Sexy
See?
lady.
Her and I think the same thing, dude. It's
Oh
like,
my god.
It's yeah, no.
But
All right, so Brody gave us a 2.5 to start this off. We're not going to obviously rate this yet, but is there anything else we want to discuss solidly, or are we ready to hide behind
I
behind the scenes?
I want you to spread those cheeks because I got to hear this.
I'm spreading these ghost cheeks. All right, so we'll start off with the only family member absent from the film is Dana, who, according to the script, is off at university, but a scene explaining why her absence was never filmed. Dominique Dunn was murdered by her boyfriend, who shortly after Poltergeist premiered in 1982. Ultimately, there's no mention made of her in the final film of her being at college. It was decided by the filmmakers to retire the character and not recast her out of respect for the deceased actress and her family.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sure that
that's
is.
why we don't
that
mention her.
is-
I still
That is a
feel just
tough-
a line of like she's off to college.
Yeah.
That's all
That's
you
why she's not
need.
there. Yep. In my mind, that's where she is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That makes
All
sense
right.
for her age and everything. So
So this one's a great one. So Heather O'Rourke was so afraid of Julian Beck. The first time she saw him, she burst into tears.
Oh,
who
shit.
fucking wouldn't, dude? You're a little girl and you see that guy. I would.
It's like,
And
hi,
then
honey.
his,
It's like, oh, fuck you.
Especially because even if that dude was like legitimately trying to be nice and he
Yeah.
gave you that smile, ugh,
Yeah.
no way, dude.
So his appearance was the result of the stomach cancer that would claim his life.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty sure they
Method
got
acting.
someone else for the third one.
Well, they did. Yeah, they got somebody else for the third
Yeah,
one,
they
and
got
it
somebody
just
else.
doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
it's not the same ring at all.
Yeah, it does not hold
No.
up to this version of Kane at all. So moving right along, Craig T. Nelson did not enjoy filming the vomit monster scene because it had to be reshot so many times.
Oh.
Well, if you got it right the first fucking no.
Well, and that scene used to scare the shit out of me, but watching it last night,
It was funny.
it was kind of funny and not done entirely the way I remembered it being in my mind. In my mind, it was just so much more grotesque.
It could
And
be,
most
but it's a
grotesque part was-
PG-13 movie, you know.
The most grotesque part was seeing the back of it where the ribs were like moving.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the
yeah,
ribs-
that
Dude,
part's gross.
That looked
that part's gross.
awesome. That little, like, yeah, that when he slinks away and he's all like, oh.
Yeah. All right, so the film had an original runtime of 131 minutes before being edited down to 91 minutes.
Damn.
Some have surmised that MGM rushed production and ordered the cuts. Ergo, the final battle with Kane lasts all of 2 minutes. Zelda Rubinstein was furious about this as she felt her best scenes were removed from the final cut. Because we don't really get a lot of Tangina in this movie.
Dude, you're saying
No,
40
we
minutes.
don't.
So 40 minutes got cut of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because MGM wanted the
Yeah.
money. That's it.
That
That's
is-
all they wanted.
But that's that's so much of a cut.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes, okay. I get
Yeah, but
40?
yeah, that's a lot.
Holy shit, dude. At least meet it halfway and go 20, you know, like worst case scenario.
So, like the first film, there are no murders depicted and no violent fatalities. Unless you count the cult that starved to death.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty. I don't know if it's violent, but it's definitely fucked up.
Yeah.
First of all, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's his cult mentality, which I can never personally understand. But, like,
Yeah, well,
did he tell them that he was going to lock them in that cave?
Well, yeah,
Like,
because it was supposed to be the end of the world. He told
Yeah.
they were an end of the world cult. He told them that the end of the world was coming, so that they sealed themselves in there. And when the day passed and nothing fucking happened, he didn't let them out.
That's what fucks with my head, dude. Is like, wait a minute, you guys are like 14 versus 1. Who gives a shit what this dude thinks? Let's get
seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the
Like-
power of brainwashing.
Oh, it is, Gene. The Curse of the Poltergeist is real. I think I covered it on Somewhat Supernatural.
I believe you did.
I did. I think
That
I
you
did.
And we did talk a little bit about that, I think, also last episode.
Yeah, last episode.
Yeah.
Yep. So at around the 34-minute mics, Steve comments on Taylor perhaps being an escapee from an asylum. In the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Samson played an asylum inmate who escapes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. That's great.
I've never actually seen that movie.
It's a great
I've
movie.
never seen it either.
I love
I've
it.
seen the cover a million times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So speaking of the curse, unbeknownst to most of the cast and crew, several of the cadavers were real skeletons. Upon learning of this, the crew demanded an exorcism be held on the set to ease the rising tensions, which happened soon after. The exorcism was performed by Will Sampson, who was a real-life shaman for several different groups before his death in 1987. Studio security was instructed to leave the set unlocked and unguarded so that Sampson could return in the middle of the night to perform the exorcism.
Dude, he died a year later after this?
Yeah, he was having heart surgery and he died.
Ah,
Heart surgery. Yeah.
sucks.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So H.R. Geiger provided the special effects designs. Geiger created several designs, but only 2 made it into the film.
So that's why it looks like a xenomorph
Yes,
at the end.
yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
was
some
joking
books on
around
his
about
art, report that Geiger was very unhappy with how his designs are translated to the film.
Well.
I wonder what those original designs.
I would love to see those.
I bet those tendrils were way more penis-like.
Oh yeah, definitely had to have been.
I mean, if you're putting his name on it, dude, there's no way There's not more phallic objects and shit going on right there.
Yeah.
Some weird shit. All right.
All right, so several scenes cut from the film would have explained and clarified things that are left vague in the series. It was elaborated that Taylor is the reincarnation of Ben Legou, a Native American who was a member of Cain's cult, but broke off upon realizing how evil Cain had become, thus explaining why Taylor is out to defeat Cain and why they seem to know one another. It's also revealed that the ghosts in the first film, the ones from the cemetery, were trapped and unable to go to the light due to Cain's powers and were forced under his control. The film originally ended with the family freeing all of the spirits Cain had ensnared, including his cult. The spirits of Cain's followers and the cemetery ghosts go into the light while Cain was to be sucked down a dark tunnel to hell. According to the writers, the film was originally significantly longer, but many scenes were cut, including Cain's ultimate defeat, along with the strong note of finality the ending originally had, because MGM wanted to make the Poltergeist series into an ongoing horror franchise to compete with the likes of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, both which were going strong at the time.
Of course they did.
Sounds like this movie could have been a very soft R, maybe with certain parts.
Didn't they have a Poltergeist series in the early 90s?
I think they did.
Was it movies or it was a
No, it was a TV show.
Let me look.
I never watched it, but I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think it ran very
true.
long. Not long at all.
It was called Poltergeist: The Legacy, and I don't think it had anything to do with
the movies.
This? It was like, is it like Friday the 13th, the series, where it just?
I think so, because the Undertaker was on an episode of it. Yeah,
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it followed like a group of like ghost hunters or some shit. I don't remember the premise, honestly. It ran for 3 years from 96 to 99.
That's sad. I don't know why, but that's sad.
Dude, did you watch Ghost Rider back in the 90s?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Sure did.
We should cover the first episode of that. Bro, imagine if we went like on a crazy, like just first episode of Scary Series.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Dude, because then you just do like, you're doing like first episode of Erie, Indiana, first episode.
Oh, dude, I loved Erie, Indiana. Fuck.
First episode of fucking Are You Afraid of the Dark? You know what I mean? Like,
you can't just watch one episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, though.
Yeah, but we're going to do the first one, and everybody knows that first one, dude. I still know that first one, and I haven't watched that shit in probably 30 years.
It's on Tubi, I think.
It's probably on Paramount, because Paramount owns all.
Paramount, yeah.
Paramount owns all Nickelodeon shit.
Yeah, it's on Paramount, yeah. All right, moving right along. Several scenes that appeared in press stills and promotional posters, once again, were cut from the film. One in which Cain tries to get into the house a second time and confronts Tangina. This omission angered
Where
Rubenstein.
The fuck is that scene?
Exactly.
Right?
Seriously.
It angered Rubenstein as she felt that was her best scene. One scene in which Steve and Diane see a flying toaster during a breakfast scene, and others.
Yeah, man. See, like we needed that like ghost mysticism again, dude.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, Gene. Erie, Indiana, full series available for free. I think that's
I've never seen that.
It's
Erie,
good,
Indiana. It was fun.
Good. Yeah, it's a good fun show.
Okay.
It's like Kids X-Files, kind of.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Kids version of X-Files.
Okay.
All right. So the film at one point was going to be filmed in 3D. Several scenes, such as the appearance of the Beast and the flying chainsaw, were filmed to take advantage of the process.
The chainsaw, you could definitely tell.
Yeah.
This idea was eventually abandoned after seeing failures of other gimmicky 3D horror films of the decade, including Friday the 13th Part 3, Jaws 3D, and our favorite fucking movie of all, Amityville 3D, which was a previous flop for MGM.
Okay,
I like how they called it Friday 3 a failure. I mean, I could see. I don't know if a failure, but
I think the
3D
effect.
the 3D effect.
Okay.
Well,
failure
and here is the problem with that, and I'm pretty sure we discussed this on our Friday 13th 3D episode.
Probably, yeah.
The 3D gimmicks you did are just that. They're fucking gimmicks. You didn't do anything cool with it. You just did stupid shit that you're like, oh, we could do this in 3D. You didn't actually think about how to like integrate it into the fucking kills and shit like that, like you should have. But no, let's just have a yo-yo fucking flying at the screen. Yeah, that's good. You know what I mean? Just stupid shit like that.
I'll say the only kill they even did that for was the eye popping, but you could tell it was on a track.
Right. But whatever, dude. You could tell the one in Evil Dead fucking the first one is, or what? No, the second one is in the track, dude. When it goes over and goes in.
But that was done just better.
That was like Three Stooges style. That's why. Does the Scream Factory release of this have all these deleted scenes?
I don't think so.
That's a very solid question, Brody.
No clue.
I'll look that up while Scoob continues if he's got anything else.
All right, I do. Beatrice Straight was asked to reprise the role of Dr. Lesh from the first film, but she was ill and not willing to work at the time. Richard Lawson was also asked to reprise the role of Ryan, but his schedule clashed with MGM because he was busy filming Under the Influence.
That sucks.
Let's see. There's a supposed poltergeist curse surrounding the three films in the series. Actress Dominique Dunn was murdered by her boyfriend after finishing the first film. Actor Julian Beck died of stomach cancer during the shooting of this film. Actor Will Sampson died from complications due to open heart surgery shortly after this filming. Actress Heather O'Rourke died of a mysterious case of intestinal stenosis shortly before completion of the third film. Also, many cast members' careers have suffered after appearing in the films. This is blamed on the filmmakers choosing to use the real skeletons in place of props, as it was cheaper. For the first film's ending, where the skeletons emerge from the cemetery underneath the house. This curse drew a lot of media hype and controversy, which would ultimately end the series until the remake in 2015.
Damn.
I mean, it's all sad, but the poor girl dying and making part 3, that one just always hits.
Brody, I am looking at the back right now, and it does not look like there's any deleted scenes.
So there might not be any deleted scenes on the Blu-ray.
The Scream one. The Scream one. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
But the International Extended Play Laserdisc features a new scene from the original cut. After Tangina comes to the house and Diane has just had a vision, that they actually have the scene where Kane made a second attempt to getting in the house. So it is on the Laserdisc.
Bro, so why do they make this? I'm sorry, I don't mean to pause, but there is a Poltergeist 2 other side Reverend Kane 14-inch collector plush toy that you could buy. And it's
Why?
The most disgusting looking thing in the world.
I don't want it.
Why?
I don't want it.
I think I found my sister's Christmas gift.
Yeah, from the Gore Boys, I will pitch in.
Yes, I will pitch in for that shit.
It's only $23 from Target.
So in the scene, Kane tries to torment. What did she say? Gross. Yeah. Merry Christmas from Gore. So it says in the scene, Kane tries to torment Tangina, and Diane tells him to leave them alone. Kane says he remembers Diane as the one who took Carol Ann away from him. He says, "You won't win this time. I'm always watching, and I will take Carol Ann from you, and there's nothing you can do about it." Tangina retorts by saying Taylor knows how to stop him because he's more powerful, and he will find a way to banish Kane and his followers forever, in which Kane looks rather worried. All Kane has to say to this is, "I will find a way into this house, and when I do, I will kill you all." And with that, he walks off into the distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop this up for the background. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know if it'll show.
Oh, hell no!
Oh my god!
Hell no! Oh my god! Hell no!
Teeth.
Oh my god! Oh, no!
Fucking
all right.
Hated.
So there's a poster of the film E.T. It can be seen in Carol Ann's bedroom. Drew Barrymore had auditioned for the role of Carol Ann in Poltergeist 1982. Before landing the role of Gertie in E.T. So this could have been a completely different actress playing Carol Ann.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That would have been weird.
Anything
else, homie?
Yeah, we got a few more. Originally, Robbie was going to be attacked by bees. Robbins had a fear of bees and refused to film the scene, and so it was subsequently replaced by the braces scene.
I think the braces just hurts more because most people have had braces. So you're like,
I have
going
not,
like
and
this,
it's
like,
still scared the shit
Yeah,
out
it
of
scared
me.
the shit out
yeah, I
of me.
say either way, but it's like,
So let's just run through these last ones real quick. The scene in the garage was rewritten due to the director feeling it referenced the original too much. As originally, the infamous clown doll would make a surprise return, trying to smash its way through the car windows, and the garage would begin to elongate like the hallway does in the climax of the original. So I don't think it wouldn't have been the floating chainsaw. It would have been the clown trying to get in.
I could go either way on that one, I guess.
Well, I mean, the clown was sucked into the void, so it would make sense that they'd be able to bring it back.
I would have loved to have seen like maybe a fucked up version of it.
So Heather O'Rourke disowned the film shortly after it was released, saying that it was boring and not scary. So that comes from the child actress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
That's probably why Charlie was watching it, because it wasn't scary.
No, really. I mean,
it was not scary at all.
I don't know why I thought it was as a kid, though, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Where's the one that I saw? Okay. The novelization titled Poltergeist 2: The Other Side was written by James Caan and published by Ballantine Books in 1986. The cover features an image similar to the film's poster. The book also better explains many of the unexplained things in the film. It does mention that Dana is away at college, and there's a better establishment of the psychic powers in Carol Ann, Diane, and the grandmother, which is what attracts Kane. The absence of Dr. Lesh is also explained. Tangina spent time post the first film exploring the plane between worlds and encounters Kane. She reaches out to Dr. Lesh in her dream, who was drawn in and died, making Tangina's guilt over her failure double. Thus, Tangina reached out to Taylor for assistance. Taylor was a descendant of a former member of Kane's cult that left before they sealed themselves in the cavern, thus explaining his connection and inside knowledge of Kane.
Shit, I kind of want to read the book just to get everything that we're never going to get on screen.
I would totally listen to the audiobook.
Yep, I would listen to the audiobook. And then this last one is the film was nominated for the Saturn Award for Best Horror Film in 1987, but ultimately lost to The Fly.
Of course.
Of course.
Can't even compare.
And now we can close them cheeks because we are done with behind the scenes.
God damn. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you for that.
Wow, we are deep. We are at an hour 42, man. We haven't even got to our questions. All right. We will fucking hose through these.
I'm
sure a lot of them we've already like fucking talked about. Yeah. So what format did we watch this on, boys?
Blu-ray.
Amazon Prime as well. You have it on Blu-ray. Nice.
I have it on Blu-ray. It's a 2-disc set with part 2 and 3.
Nice. Douche of the film.
Kane.
Oh, Reverend Kane,
not
bro.
Even a fucking question.
He's a cult leader. Favorite kill? Well, I was gonna say that's all you got. So we can almost kind of,
yeah, we can skip that one.
Best scene.
I'm going with braces.
Braces.
For me, it's when Reverend Kane first shows up to the house in the rainstorm. You know, we get that whole interaction between him and the family, dude.
You know what? I'm gonna change mine. The scene where Carol Ann looks back up at Kane and the guy walks right through him.
Oh, that was cool.
That is
because
creepy.
you see that he's
so now she instantly knows like
he's a ghost. Yeah, that he's and they give that to us like right off the bat when we fucking meet him.
Word. Oh, Gene's going, dad is the douche.
What? The parents were kind of douches too.
I mean, he's not wrong if you think about it for a second.
They're not.
He wasn't as protective until the end.
They're definitely not as high stakes as they should be for dealing with what they did in the first one. That is for sure. Especially when Carol Ann was lost for so long. You think that mom would be helicopter parenting that fucking kid like to her grave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Worst moment or scene.
I'm going to say
the ending, dude. The
end battle was so lame.
Just the floating green screen of blech.
End battle and just how the effects just don't look good.
Dude, Kane's corpse and when they're doing like the flashback to his corpse and then like when he's alive and shit, that was awesome. I like that a
That
lot.
was done well.
Singing scary Jesus songs in the rain. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, fucking love it. All right. That leads us to opening scene, hook you in. What was the opening scene?
Him getting
Oh yeah, it was the native it was
yeah.
Tyler. Wait, Taylor? No, Tyler. What am I doing?
Taylor.
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 Sorry.
It definitely pulled me in. I was just like,
Yeah.
what are we getting here?
Yeah, because that definitely was just like super left field right off the bat. So why not? And we got some crazy like ghost magic coming through the fucking fire.
Yes.
All right. The fuck is that?
Kane singing.
Oh, you're playing the fucking
Oh. I was like, what the hell is that? Just put my nerve factor up. All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure she got all the votes in the first one, but most attractive character, the mom.
Christine.
Yeah.
And that's not even like we're just giving it to her. Like she
is.
She's
Yeah.
my mom. Hi, moms. All right. I mean, I guess you want to go the midget.
Tangina.
Yeah.
She's fun size.
What the fuck does the dad call her? He calls her a midget, but he says something in the front of it.
Doesn't he say something about the Oz?
Did he say magic midget?
No,
Oh
I don't think it was
what does he
magic.
call her?
Oh my god! I wish Jen was like
Mystical.
It's something. It's something along those fucking lines, dude. I don't
This
know.
up here, mystical midget.
All right. Did the score set the mood?
You know, I don't.
I
Really
mean, I
remember
feel like we got kind of a rehash of Carol Ann's song again.
God is in his holy temple. God
And
is in his holy
Brody, that would have been fantastic.
You know, if I had to pick a song, or not even if it's set, I'll just go to the next one. Kane's song.
Dude, you know what? Kane's song though, but Kane's song at the end in the battle scene, like that was the only cool part about the battle scene is they were doing it like, dude, you put some metal or metal fucking riffs on that shit, dude. Just saying, I don't know. All right. So best song was Kane's song. I think we'll just all give that, right? Favorite character, also Kane.
I'm going Taylor.
I'm going Taylor.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Taylor.
Okay. Solid choice.
I also just love how he's nonchalant the whole time. It's like, so
Well,
not open, huh? You'll get there. Like he's just like, it's okay.
I like that he got the car at the end, dude. And then like,
That was so fucking great.
Like, I'm
He
even
wants to
glad
come home with me.
I'm glad that like because Jen was like, so wait, how they fucking get home? And then they looked at each other. They're like, wait, how are we gonna get home? It's just like, yeah. So like, at least the movie was smart enough to do that. All right.
Taylor's kind of a dick though for fucking just driving away without them knowing goddamn well they weren't gonna have a way home. And where the fuck was Tangina?
Yeah,
Her scenes were cut, bro. That's how we don't.
She was
That's
just
why we
gone,
don't know.
bro. She was just gone.
And I feel like her line of saying like she didn't have her powers were strong. I feel like that was bullshit. Personally, because to me, I thought she said that as more of like a push to the mom to like use hers.
Use your power.
So yeah. She's like, bitch, I don't. She's like, you got this shit too. Use it. Okay. All right. Was it scary? You know what? As a kid?
Yes.
Yeah. It
As
was.
a- yeah.
As an adult?
Younger, yes.
Look,
Didn't really hold up.
As a kid, yes. As an adult, just watching it for funsies, yeah.
Sure.
As an adult, having to watch it to review it on a podcast with your buddies, no, it's not.
Fair.
Well,
You know what?
as an
That's
adult
a fair
looking at an
assessment.
old man now walking across the street, I just go like this. No.
It's that dude's teeth, man. It still hits the creep factor for me. So maybe not scary, but it's creep.
But it's the teeth in those cheekbones, man.
Right. I was thinking more of the eye sockets, dude. That's what I always been looking at. Just a sunken in fucking eyes. All right. He looks like Did you guys watch Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
Yes.
When what was it, like Evil Fred or whatever the fuck showed up?
Oh,
You remember that? And he was like
God,
trying to
I
like
forgot about that.
unbury his brother or whatever. Anyways, does it hold up today, boys?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say a soft yes for me. Because I still enjoy it. It's fun, but it's still nowhere near as good as that first one, dude.
I'm gonna say yes because I'm still gonna watch it.
Right. You're just not instantaneously like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've had those movies, man, where we know where it's just last week's. I'll never watch that again in my life, dude.
Well, I'll never watch it, and I didn't watch it, so I'm never gonna watch that movie.
Somebody's gonna make you watch that. It's gonna show up in a fucking like, we should all pick horror movies we can watch. The fact that movie's in top 50 for horror movies pisses me off, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Acting. How was it, boys? I'm gonna say pretty solid.
It was solid.
Yeah,
it was solid acting.
Acting is solid.
Taylor was kind of the most dry, but I feel that's
the character.
That's the character, and that's how on screen
that's the
stereotypical
stereotype.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%, dude. All right. Cinematography.
Yeah. It was very well shot
up until that third act.
Like I said, man, I just give me a couple more eagle cut scenes, and we are good to go. Did we like the premise?
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I liked it, dude.
I certainly liked it.
Weird cult leader is trying to get this girl sold so he can get to heaven. What the fuck?
Yeah, like it's gonna work.
Brody, I will summon a demon and leave you there.
So no.
Listen,
I'm gonna strap him to a chair and make him watch fucking Amityville 3D all day long.
All right. Now, Scoobs, to be fair, the acting of Dead Ringers is 100% more solid than the acting in this movie.
Okay, that's fair.
So
yes.
And if it wasn't for our thank you, Chad. Yeah. I don't know.
Chad's not on my boys.
It's not a horror movie, and it should never be labeled as one. And that's my argument. And that's where I'm going to stay with that because that was last week's bullshit. All right. Premise, I'm going to say absolutely sure. And climax satisfying?
No.
Was not. That was the
equivalent of blue balls.
Yeah, it was pretty lackluster to say the least. Yeah. All right, boys, we're gonna recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind.
I am gonna add a extra R, and I'm gonna put re-release with deleted scenes.
Oh,
yes,
good
shit. I would love that.
So you give me that 40 minutes back. I want to see that shit. I want to see what we missed out. See if it makes it more of a coherent film.
Yes.
So agreed. I'm gonna rewind and re-release.
All right.
I agree.
Oh, I like how you added it. Hell yeah. All right.
That's a good one.
Thank you. All right, boys, let's rate this shit. Brody started off right in the middle, and I like that. 2.5. So, Bob, what do you got for me?
I'm gonna give it a 3.4. It would do it to everything we said. You re-release it, and if it's like what we is, then I would go
higher. Scuba.
If you would have asked me off the bat, what would you give this movie? I would have given it like a 5.
Like yesterday before watching it?
Yeah, before watching it, I'd be like, it's a fucking 5. It's a 5. But I got to be honest with myself. It's not a 5. Regardless of my nostalgia with the film, it's not a 5. But it's not a 2.5. I won't give it a 3.
No.
Solid 3? All right.
Solid 3.
Okay.
That works. Oh, man. I really wish I remembered what I scored the first movie. Because, I don't want to go too fucking low on it,
I think we were close to... Definitely was close to perfect.
Chad says he gives it a 3 for memory. We throwing that on there?
Ooh, he sent us a link with the deleted scenes.
Yeah, I saw that. I figured we'd see where we're at time wise, and then maybe we could go back.
Oh,
to...
but it's not a video. It just tells you what.
No, it's just a list. That,
Yeah.
we can talk about. All right, Chad. I'm gonna add your 3 in there on memory. I'm gonna hold you to it.
He's the Dark Lord. He can be trusted.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's see. I mean, dude, the first one it's like I wanted the first one, and it wasn't. And there were some scenes that had me, and there was definitely some scenes that were boring as shit. Maybe adding the 40 minutes wouldn't be a good idea, but I feel like it would because I feel like they took a lot of solid stuff out that they shouldn't have. Man, that end scene sucked. I'm gonna go 2.8. I'm gonna kind of go a little lower with Brody here. All right. That being said, let's divide that bitch by 6. Wait, why 6?
5.
Oh, 5. What am I doing? Just throwing in extra scores. That would be a 2.94. So 2.9.
2.9. That's fair.
For 1986's Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. All righty. And as for next week,
we are heading back to Elm Street, baby.
Oh, shit. Yes, we fucking
Yes, we are.
And we are watching and reviewing Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child. Part 5.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
See, Gene's right there. I got a little bit below 3. Yeah, man. I don't know. Brody will go 2.6. That's fair. All right. So Nightmare 5.
Nightmare 5.
I believe. Yeah, let me double check.
It is on.
I think it's on Netflix. I think that's one of the ones on Netflix.
Some of them were. It might have just been. Was it 3, 4, and 5?
I think so.
Yeah. Yes, that sounds about right.
Elm Street 5.
Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Netflix,
Netflix, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Fandango, and Amazon Prime. But it's free on Netflix.
Wow. Yeah, if you're subscribed to it.
If you're a subscriber.
Bro, so, all right. So, yeah. Part 5 next week. We are done with this movie today. I will say, this isn't necessarily nerdy news, but so I wanted to see what the ads run Netflix would be because it's like half the fucking price. So one thing that was kind of cool is I never got ads in any of the shows I was watching, which I was like, weird. But the thing that sucks is it locks you out of some shows or movies.
What?
Yeah. And I'm fucking going hard on Voltron. And that was one that it actually locked me out on. And I was like, oh, go fuck yourself, dude. I got mad. So we went back to the higher one.
Damn.
But yeah, it's Gene says 5 make 6 looks like an Oscar film. I mean,
it's questionable too.
I mean, 6 is cheese, but I feel like I like that cheese better. I don't know.
Because it's purpose cheese. Like it's cheese on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, fucking A. Is there anything nerdy, boys, that we need to discuss or have to discuss?
I got nothing.
I'm looking. There isn't really.
What was what did you send me earlier, Bob? Was it Gutter Garbs?
Oh, yes. Gutter Garbs has Godzilla -1 merch.
Fuck yeah, it does, dude. And it looks awesome. It's the boat
I don't
scene.
want anything Godzilla -1 except the goddamn movie.
I know I want it to. I need the physical, baby. Need the physical.
Get my Uncle Iroh beard going.
There you go. Let's see. Was there anything else?
Real quick, I found something here that maybe you guys, I think we all would. There is a short film starring Chandler Riggs. It imagines Spider-Man as a body horror nightmare.
We talked about that.
I know, but I think did you guys watch it yet?
I have not.
It's on. I'm seeing it on Bloody Disgusting. There's a short
film
on
YouTube.
Yeah. I just saw the first image that popped up made me go, kind of want this movie. It's fucking ugly.
I think it's about like 19 minutes or so, if I'm not mistaken. Like I started to watch, like I was going to watch it, and I just didn't have the time to really give to it.
Hold on. Is 9 minutes and 13 seconds long. 9 minutes.
Oh, It's only 9 minutes? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out when we're done.
What the fuck? Dude,
See
they
what
just
I'm-
announced Jeffrey Combs for Monster Mania in October.
Oh,
Yes, they did.
they announced fucking Chuck Norris for the Corpus Christi Comic Con that we have coming. We never have cool guests. They're always just like, eh. And we got Chuck Norris coming. We have somebody from NSYNC and somebody from Backstreet Boys. Mick Foley's gonna be here and Lita, but they just announced Chuck Norris, and I'm like, I'm fucking going. I'm gonna wear my Canadian tuxedo to meet him.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? So this is also kind of nerd news. Not that anybody's really, probably any of us are going to. Well, maybe, but I think Bob might be. I don't know. But the Ghostbusters are back at Universal, and they've been added to the Mega Movie Parade with
Sweet.
an accompanying 16-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, I could tell you this. I'm going to Ghostbusters Day on June 8th.
There you go. Wait, where?
At the Firehouse.
Oh, in New York. Oh, you'll see the Buffalo
Yeah.
guys and shit down there. They go ham for that shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Nice.
just waiting on a couple more parts to come in so I can mod the pack out completely, and it'll all be ready.
And then other Ghostbuster news, or at least last Ghostbuster news, their licensing for real Ghostbusters just got picked up by Mondo. So expect some real
Cool
Ghostbuster action figures coming out
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
down the road that are going to be probably looking solid as fuck. Chad Daddy brought up X-Men 97 is about to go balls to the wall for the final 3 episodes. I did see they dropped a trailer. However, I do not want to watch it because
It doesn't get
I want to watch the trailer. I just want to watch the episodes.
Yeah,
I'm
once
not
you watch
even.
the
I'm not there
episodes-
though. I'm only on episode like 4 or 5 still, dude. I got to catch up with 2 more.
I
So
think it's so good.
I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's fun for sure. Anything else, nerdy boys? I'm trying to see if I
got
can
nothing.
remember anything.
Nah, that's all I got for tonight.
All right. I will say for Helldivers nerd news, there's a big update for today, and a lot of things changed around. A lot of people are pissed off, but you know what? I think it's a good thing. The game developers are just trying to shake things. Oh my god!
Look at them sexy arms, baby.
What's up, baby?
Hey, so I had to tell you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I had to tell you guys this really funny story. One of my, I think it's like an 80s or 90s group, something like that, shared this meme, and it showed Arnold Schwarzenegger and Furlong back when they did T2, and then it showed them now, and Furlong, big doughy guy like me, right? So somebody's making a comment in the comments about how drugs and alcohol really did him bad, and that's why he looks like that. Somebody said, yeah, it did the same thing to Monica Kena as well. And then they said they saw a video of her doing a panel with like Robert Englund and everybody, and how she just looked out of place, really looked like shit, and said she was like fangirling or something like that. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, I'm about 90% sure the video that he saw on YouTube was from Steel City Con, the one that we were at.
Probably because that was where England was. So
Shit.
I mean,
Because that's the only panel I could think of, because I don't think she does a lot of shows. But I just had to tell you guys that because I thought that was a really cool thing. And it's easier to pop in here and tell you than to tell you here in the chat.
Steel
were
City
there.
2018 fucking.
We
comes
were there,
back
baby.
again.
Yeah, the guy said he saw the video like 3 years ago. I'm like, that's got to be it.
Yeah,
I
I
would
don't
have
think
to
she's done a show
say so.
recently. I haven't seen her in anything.
No.
Chad, Dad, you got any nerd news while you're here?
Like I said in the chat,
On
the
X-Men?
next few, there's like 3 more episodes of X-Men 97. It's going to go really hardcore from what I saw.
Word. Awesome.
Did you guys
Alrighty.
see last week's episode yet, by the way?
I did.
No, I'm behind.
Oh, it is brutal, man.
I'm catching up slowly.
Yeah, it's a really good one. It starts with Gambit's funeral, and it just really hits hard there.
Oh
Well, are you not on that episode yet?
no, I told you. I'm
way
only
to
on
go,
episode.
Chad Daddy. You just
I'm only
ruined
on
it.
episode like 4 or 5.
Sorry, man.
That's all good. Whatever.
What?
No, I was gonna say I've been juggling because I started watching finally One Piece. But there's so many seasons. of
Yeah,
that,
good
dude.
luck catching up on that.
Have
I didn't
fun.
say I was going to. I just said I wanted to start.
Yeah, my son said he wanted to start watching that, and my oldest started to look at him and was like, "Have fun. It's going to take you years to watch that."
Never. It's totally worth it. But all righty, boys. I'm gonna say we wrap this shit up. We are at 2 hours. So Bob,
It's
you want to start us
time.
off?
This is Sheen Bobby and Moon saying tune in next week for Nightmare 5. Whether it's really a 5 or not, you can answer that now, but we'll wait till next week.
Mm-hmm. Chad Daddy?
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, saying join us next week for Dream Child. And by the way, I defend and thank you for including my score for this movie because I watched it less than 6 months ago. So it's fairly recent.
Word. Scubas?
As always, I'm your host with the ghost, the prince of the paranormal, the duke of the dead, Lord Scuba Cabra, saying, see you on Elm Street next week.
And I'm your not so mean fluff master screen, Big Johnny D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for another fantastic episode. Thank you, Chad Daddy, for hopping in at the last second here, buddy.
Yes.
My pleasure, guys.
Fucking A. And,
Sorry if you can hear my TV over everything.
oh, you're all right, bud. And once again, like the boys said, Nightmare 5. It's on Netflix. I'm sure most of y'all got it. If not, I know also I got the DVD. I'll probably be watching that as well. Who the fuck knows? But watch that shit. Join us next Monday. Same time, same place, same shit show. And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.